Bulavlaka Fiji, and welcome to Gold FM Speak Your Mind. And today we take on an issue, of an event that is to, link communities, countries, and people right across the globe. And the event was launched in 2007, and no stranger to the show, though, one of the guests on this afternoon, and joining us now from the WWF, Flori Tuyasawa. Welcome back to the show. And also joining us now is Unaisi Tangivekenbaudi, also a project officer with WWF. A very good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Pedeli.
Now, Earth Hour 2015. There's been a lot spoken of Earth Hour, yet each year there's still the question that comes about what is Earth Hour, and and then comes the misconceptions of it. But let's touch on what exactly is Earth Hour once more.
Thank you, Pedeli. Earth Hour is a worldwide event organized by WWF, and it's encouraging every individuals and household, individual households and businesses to turn off their non-essential lights for 1 hour to raise awareness on the need to take actions about climate change. And this is it's a worldwide event. It's not only happening in Fiji, in the Pacific, it's happening globally. And it is celebrated around 160 offices globally.
Okay, let's talk about that in offices. Yeah? And most of the actual event on the Saturday, the 28th, this Saturday.
Saturday, the 28th of March. Earth Hour, when it initially started, it is always it's on the end of the last Saturday of every March annually.
Okay.
And for this year, it will be on this Saturday, the 28th of March, from 8:30 to 9:30.
All right, when we say, you mentioned that you're also encouraging a lot of corporate bodies too, and involving this. Right across the globe, the response from corporate bodies have been phenomenal. What has it been like here for Fiji?
Thank you, Pedeli. For Fiji, we have been receiving a good feedback from our local corporates, and that is looking at the 2015 preparations for this big event on Saturday. We have been receiving a lot of support and sponsors from our corporate organizations, and we are even receiving commitments from each corporate organizations that are willing to conduct their in-house Earth Hour activities. And that is something that's a good news for Fiji and a good news for WWF, that we are not only celebrating Earth Hour organized by WWF, we are also getting corporate organizations that are committed, that understand Earth Hour and are willing to go ahead and commit and organize their own Earth Hour activities.
Okay. Yes, that's very interesting that this is the response has been like from here in Fiji. Now, we're also looking at local communities and how what their response has been like. Have there been many?
Yes, with local communities, we are even getting calls from local communities that have been asking for Earth Hour marketing materials, stating that they will be organizing their own Earth Hour activities in their own local communities, and not only communities, even households, asking confirming with WWF on the dates of the event and also the time that they need to switch off their lights.
Okay. Now, Una will be speaking. You are also in charge of the project of Mali. Now, we spoke about this earlier around 2 weeks ago. And Una, what has the preparations been like, and what has it been like for? Well, let's talk specifically about the Mali project. What is it?
Thank you. The Mali project is a sort of a trial project at the moment, working with the district of Mali. Now, Mali district is a community out in the north, consisting of about 300 or so people. There are about like 4 villages. 3 villages are on the island, one's on mainland. And the project is about allowing these communities to be able to govern themselves and to be able to manage their fisheries in a sustainable manner. So Earth Hour is connecting to this community and also being implemented at this community level because first of all, Mali district as a project, they are able to embed some of the principles of Earth Hour within the project. So the preparation has been great, and the community's acceptance of the Earth Hour initiative has also been great. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. That it's part of the Mali project in itself. It's a project in
Yes.
itself, but is able to embed that of Earth Hour.
Yeah.
Now that just shows how encompassing Earth Hour is for all communities. Yeah. Now let's say, jumping back right to the event itself this Saturday. What is going to happen?
Yes, Pedeli, for this Saturday celebration, we are encouraging, first of all, we are encouraging each and individual household to switch off their non-essential lights from 8:30 to 9:30. So for WWF Pacific will be organizing an our candlelit dinner with His Excellency the President, and that will be held at Novotel from 7 to 10 p.m. this Saturday. And we are also inviting each individual corporate organizations that are interested to be part of this celebration, celebrating Earth Hour. Tickets are still available at WWF former Afu Street here in Suva. And for those interested corporates or interested individuals that are interested to participate or to purchase a ticket, they can just give us a call at our office or even pay a visit to our office here at former Afu Street.
Now, all this money that's raised is also going towards the Mali project.
The money that is that will be raised from this candlelit dinner will go towards the 2015 Earth Hour project, and that is a funding solution to meet the need for water at Mali Island.
All right. Well, we'll touch a lot more on this, ladies, and as we take a short break here on Gold FM's Speak Your Mind, feel free to call us up in studio 3220906 and 3220907 with your comments, or send us an email at goldfm@fbc.com.fj if you've got questions. Welcome back to Speak Your Mind, and we continue with a discussion of a global event that starts this Saturday, and it's Earth Hour, and it's looking at the success it has since 2007, when it's in its inception in Australia. Fiji is one of, last year it was 164, or was it 68?
163 officers.
163. And this year, I'm told there's supposed to be a lot more countries.
Yes, Pedeli. It has moved up to 165.
165. Now, each year, it seems to be growing with also the ceremonies also of just how they do the lights, the actual turning off of lights at 8:30 to 9:30. And is there anything special like that planned for this year?
Yes, Pedeli, for this year we will switch off the lights. Fiji will be the first country in the Pacific that will be switching off from 8:30 to 9:30, and from 9:30 we will pass on to New Caledonia. Yeah.
It's interesting because you say that Fiji is going to be the first country. Is it Fiji the first country in the Pacific, or is it Samoa?
It's Samoa, but with Fiji, with the celebration of Earth Hour, that's why we will be for Earth Hour.
Okay,
yeah.
For Earth Hour.
Yeah. We've been recognized globally that for this celebration, and then we will pass on to New Caledonia from 9:30, and that will go live on Saturday at Novotel.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that's a big celebration. We will be part of the main centers around the world, right?
Yes.
And it goes all around the globe and heads back into Tahiti. Am I right?
Yes, Pedeli. And if we look at I would encourage listeners, if we can go to the earthhour.org website, and there we have the map of the world with all the officers that will be celebrating Earth Hour, and Fiji is part of that. So Fiji and New Caledonia, and that is where we will do the Passover on at 9:30 on Saturday the 28th.
Okay. Well, a couple of years back, there was some a data released that from WWF in working together with
The
FEA,
yes.
with exact like some kind of account of the impact.
Yes, that was done earlier in 2008, and we are still into a negotiation with FEA if we can do a similar analysis with the switching off with the switching off from 8:30 to 9:30. If they can just send us a table or a comparison analysis of the normal days that we usually switch on the light and compared to this hour on this 28th of March. Yeah.
Because it sure does help the regular consumer
Yes,
to look
as
at.
well,
Yeah.
When you look at it, then it actually changes behavior too. When they know that they can also save money and it's there.
That's right, Pedeli.
Now, the impact of Earth Hour?
Yes, Pedeli. The impact of Earth Hour. 2007, when Earth Hour started, it is a symbolic of switching off of the lights from 8:30 to 9:30. And as it goes along, we are able to encourage each individual that with WWF, it is not just switching off the lights for 1 hour. It's more than just an hour, going beyond the hour. And that is where we have seen the growth of this event, how it has been the participations and also from just switching off the lights to going beyond the hour. And that is we have successfully implemented projects from Earth Hour, and it is just not switching off the lights, it's more than that hour, and that is getting the communities and getting the corporate organization to realize their actions. And we are fortunate to have the corporate organizations coming on board. They see Earth Hour as their entry point to engage into environment activities, their corporate social responsibility based on the environment. And that is that started in 2012 from the corporate organizations such as Esco Motors. Through Earth Hour, going beyond the hour, they were able to give to WWF every sale of their Bridgestone tire. Every sale of their Bridgestone tire, $2 is taken up from there to go towards tree planting. That is from Earth Hour, and we have seen the impact of Earth Hour. It is just not switching off the lights for 1 hour; it's going beyond the hour. And those are some of the activities, environment activities that each corporate organizations have committed to, and it is still going on till to date.
It's interesting because most of the corporate organizations nowadays also have that corporate social responsibility
Yes.
that they need to fulfill also.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful that WWF with these projects, are there a lot more organizations apart from Esco Motors that have also committed to this?
Yes, Pedeli. With corporate organizations, we have increased the number of participations. We have we have launched Earth Hour Drive for Uprising Beach Resort. Apart from Uprising, we have ANZ Bank, TLTB, Esco Motors, and Fiji Development Bank.
Now, you also mentioned that some from Earth Hour, there have been projects that have now continued with the work of WWF.
Yes, Pedeli.
Like what kind of projects? Like
Yeah.
with the Mali project?
Yes. Let me just start by saying that WWF's main goal is to protect the Great Sea Reef. Okay, so the Great Sea Reef is the third longest barrier reef system in the southern hemisphere. So Madhuwata province is one of the provinces that is adjacent to the Great Sea Reef. So within the Madhuwata province, we work in 4 districts, and Madhuwata, Sasa, Mali, and Reketi. So Mali is now a pilot project that we're looking at specifically on a district level basis to implement some of the sustainable land management practices and natural resource management practices. So where this Earth Hour initiative comes in is that for the Mali project, we're trying to strengthen their governance structures because sometimes developments come in and it's quite ad hoc. So they need to have these plans in place to be able to depict where they'd like development to be in sense of a long run. So, and also looking at fisheries management and livelihood opportunities for women and youth. So, under the governance structure, we're looking at development plans for the community. So with this development plan, they identify certain needs that they have as a community. And for Mali district, there's an urgent need in terms of water management, because it's located in the Mbamba. It's called the Mbamba Singer.
Singer.
Yeah, it's very hot and it's dry. So when it's the dry season, there's quite a bit of water problems in terms of storage. Sometimes they can only have one shower a day using a can of water. So with this project, we work together to be able to implement some of the specific needs, which this year is focusing on water.
All right, on that note, we'll delve on this right after this short break. Unfortunately, time once again caught up with us right here on Gold FM Speak Your Mind. Welcome back to Gold FM Speak Your Mind, and this year's Earth Hour is the theme, Use Your Power to Change Climate Change. And with me, again, we had just before the break touched a little bit about the specifics of a particular project that has branched off from Earth Hour, and that's the Mali project. And we discussed a little bit about the situation with those on Mali Island.
Yeah.
And now the project, or at least Earth Hour this year, is also trying to raise funds to get water tanks for those on Mali Island. Now, you touched a little bit about the situation of those on Mali Island. Now, let's talk a little bit more about how important it is for the islanders of Mali. Now, with the water situation, what is, well, where will, how much of a guarantee is there that we will get new water tanks, and how this project can start off another project?
Thank you. I think with the help of Flori and her engagement with the corporates, we're already off to a very positive start with support flowing in, and also positive feedback. And also in terms of the meeting the needs for the community of Mali, sometimes giving them water tanks isn't exactly the solution to the problem. For Mali district, we are looking at their water systems in place. Sometimes the tanks or the pipes are leaked, or the boreholes don't have enough pumps. So those are some of the situations that they face. So with this project, we're looking specifically at the different villages, analyzing how their water systems how their water systems are currently, and also putting in place solutions that we can get to meet those needs, and also working with partners such as Clay Energy and also some of the water authorities in the country.
You know, with the assistance that these other corporate partners that you have on projects, how is this a continuous assistance that they give you, or is it specifically for this project only?
Thank you, Pedeli. With this project, this is a continuation of our corporate engagement. It's not a one-off engagement. We see Earth Hour as an entry point of engagement, as I've mentioned earlier. So with this support from corporate organization, we have the successful of this engagement. We have seen it last year with their support. We were able to install solar-powered lighting kits at the village halls for those communities in Mali. And with that continuation of engagement, we have built a relationship with corporates, and it is not a one-off engagement, it's a continuation, and we will not only engage them for Earth Hour, we will also engage them with our other conservation programs.
How long has this project been? Did it start recently, or has it been on for a while?
Thank you. Like I mentioned, the Mali project has it's a 2-year project that's funded by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade of the Australian government through the FCDP counterpart. But we have been present with the 4 districts that share a collective fishing ground on Ngolingoli. We have been present in the area since 2004, so we've been working continuously with these communities since then. And so this project is an attempt to apply all these holistic approaches at one district level.
Now, as we know here in Fiji, communities like Mali also have its members also not only in Lambasa but also in different parts of the country.
Exactly.
Has there been any response from those, in terms of assisting and helping champion the cause, if not only for their particular community, Mali, but also for Earth Hour? Has there been any sort of discussion like that?
Thank you. In terms of Earth Hour specifically, I think the preparation for that hasn't really reached that stage. But in terms of the communities in the projects that we work with, we definitely engage with some of the Madhawata urban communities, and that's through our development planning stages, where we consult them to also put in their ideas towards development within the village level sort of developments.
Well, with this, are you hoping to mirror this in other provinces in around the country?
Yes, like I said, it's a pilot project, so definitely the successes and the challenges of this project would like to be able to be replicated to other sites within the next few years.
With Earth Hour, how far have we gone in with just the awareness around different provinces like Madhawata? Has there been how effective has been in various other parts of the country?
Thank you, Petelu. We have been, first of all, I would like to take this time to thank FBC for the awareness campaign, creating awareness for this for Earth Hour, and with the assistance from FBC, we were able to reach out to those communities in the interior, in the province or in other provinces, creating awareness on Earth Hour, and that is switching off the lights and going beyond the hour. And also we have been putting around Earth Hour posters to other cities in the western divisions, in Sovanosori area, and also we, through our engagement with Vodafone Fiji Limited, they were able to send out. They will be sending out Earth Hour awareness on Friday.
Text.
Using the text blast platform, creating awareness and reminding the public to switch off their lights on from 8:30 to 9:30.
Well, one of the aims also of Earth Hour, like you said earlier, is going beyond the hour and getting people to commit not only for this particular day on Saturday, but to continue this effort throughout the rest of the year and perhaps the rest of their lives. And what would be one of the most important messages would WWF would like to promote?
The only important message that we would like to promote is that for each and individual household, each and individual corporates to go beyond the hour and to realize their actions and to look after their to look after planet Earth, to look after sustainable development, not only for these generations, for our future generations.
All right, on that note, we'll take another short break here on Gold FM Speak Your Mind. Welcome back to Gold FM Speak Your Mind, and we've been talking about Earth Hour 2015. Feel free to also call us up 3220906 and 3220907 with any questions or comments. We have the young ladies from WWF Pacific present in studio, and we've been talking about projects also that have come in with that tie up with Earth Hour, and now, it is WWF Pacific office. What has been some of the projects? Has there been any projects tied in with the rest of the Pacific Islands? And what kind of effort has there been behind it?
Thank you, Pedeli. Well, in the past, Samoa has been an avid supporter of Earth Hour initiatives. I know of a past event where they turned off the lights at the airport and all necessary lights, not the not the life-saving ones.
Right.
Yeah. So this has been
non-essential
lights.
Yeah, this has been in support of interested community and national people of Samoa. So that's been a great commitment from their end, and that's just one of the examples that we currently have at the moment. And here also in Fiji, just last week we were in Maduata, and we got a shock when one of the community members at the end of the workshop said, and on an end note, please do celebrate Earth Hour on the 28th of March by turning off all your lights and doing things that would conserve energy.
So there's been a lot of interest from
Yes,
our communities, huh?
Yes.
Now, what about, is there a way, or is WWF Pacific going to be looking at keeping a record, or would be interested if people do send their activities
Yes,
or
we've been
events?
encouraging individuals and corporate organizations, those that will be celebrating Earth Hour, to send pictures, images of their celebrations, images of the event, so that we can post it online, and just to advise and let everyone know that these are the communities that are committed, that have understood Earth Hour, and they are celebrating the Earth Hour.
Now, some of the questions that also arose from the previous Earth Hours that was celebrated in Fiji, and it was raised by one of our listeners, and I just remembered that they had asked, is that those who had signed up, what is the impact of signatures of those who commit to Earth Hour? What kind of impact, and how do you measure that? How does WWF measure that?
With those that have been signing up for Earth Hour, the impact that we have seen is switching off the lights. That is, everyone is participating, and we can clearly gauge from there that we are all sharing, we are like in a community that share a mutual goal, and that is a sustainable future for our planet. And the only advice, or the only statement I can mention here, is that we have been with everyone switching off the lights. That is an impact compared to the normal days that we have not been switching off those non-essential lights, and that is sharing a mutual goal and creating a mutual goal for a sustainable future for our planet.
All right. Well, looking at the other projects that also have been aligned with Earth Hour, what are the specific other projects? There's the Mali. Is there any other project that has helped to assist in going along the lines of the impact of climate change?
Thank you. At the moment, we also implement some climate change adaptation sort of projects, and the latest one that we had was here, quite close by to Lami, working with the Lami Town Council, and advocating and providing awareness on climate change to its residents, as well as providing some soft measures against some of the impacts of climate change, like replanting of mangroves, reforestation, and the buffer zones of the riverbanks. Yeah, so those are some of the things that we are currently doing, as well as the Earth Hour initiative.
How do you feel that the response has been like from our Fijians with the work that you've done over the time that you've spent on? What's the response been like? Is it getting any better, or are people getting a little bit complacent with all the information that is out there?
With Earth Hour?
With Earth Hour, and also just conservation in general.
Right, thank you, Apedele. I'd just like to answer that. In terms of conservation, what we try to do is that we try to whilst providing this awareness and this advocacy and recommendations for how they should manage their natural resources, it's also important to realize that their natural resources are what they harvest their everyday livelihoods from, going out fishing to provide food for the families, and cutting wood for fire for the kitchen. What we try to do is also provide them with alternative, sustainable sort of livelihood options that they can also provide for their families for, in addition to currently what they're doing, because conserving the environment is a long-term thing. You won't be able to see the impacts right away. You'll need to wait for a while, and then the impacts will finally flow through. So that's an important message, and something that we're trying to do on the side whilst all of this awareness is going on.
Well, just before we wrap up the show, we also have, apart from the celebrations again on Saturday, of marking the actual event of Earth Hour, there is the other events are also planned, right, Flori?
Yes, Pedelio, with for Vodafone users and Vodafone and Inc. users, to support the Earth Hour 2015 project, they can donate. Text Earth EH15 to 812 to donate for the 2015 Earth Hour project, and that is a funding solution to meet the need for water at Mali. And last but not the least, with just encouraging each and individual to switch off their non-essential lights, 28th of March from 8:30 to 9:30.
And also that WWF will also be looking at, for those who are doing events, celebrating,
Yes.
you can send over their
Post it,
pictures and
post it. You can just send it to our Earth Hour WWF Pacific Facebook page. They can just message us on our Facebook, WWF Pacific Facebook, and then we can post that online.
And also, if they're arranging or if they're making, if they're doing any fundraising for the project, we could also then send over the money to WWF, or is there a specific bank account for it?
WWF Pacific.
WWF Pacific.
Yes.
Yeah. So these, because people assume that the fundraising is only done at the corporate big dinner. We can just sit around and collect with a gallon of water, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yes.
Put the
Right.
coins in the gallon. Well, ladies, thank you again for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Pedeli.
And just before we wrap up this week's Speak Your Mind, we also have, a little short preparation by the FBC Earth Hour champions right after this short break. Welcome back to Gold FM Speak Your Mind, and we continue our discussion about Earth Hour 2015 come March the 28th. It's during the Hong Kong Sevens weekend. Yes, and I've got Fulori Tuyasawa with me from WWF Pacific. Now, we've been chatting about, just before the break, we touched on the main champion, of course, His Excellency the President, Rate Pelinai Letikau, who will be also in attendance at the dinner on the 28th. Now, Earth Hour champions, and let me just tell you now, Flori, that the team here at Gold FM, we've just, recommitted ourselves once again.
Thank you,
So I just wanted to put it out there on the record here. But also with various other organizations, I'm sure you're getting a great response for Earth Hour champions from the various organizations that are in support of Earth Hour. Yes? Definitely. Now, we're looking at the dinner. And again, for those who are still interested, this is on the 28th of
The
March.
28th of March from 7 p.m. to 10 at Novotel Entertainment Center in Lemmy. And the ticket is $25 per head, $250 per corporate table, table of 10 people.
All right. Now, with that, there's also ways in which others can also commit, just apart from looking at how they can conserve and turning off lights and also fundraising at home. There's other means, right?
Yes, Pedelia, we have also secured a partnership with Vodafone Fiji Limited, and that is for all Vodafone customers and Inc. users. They can text in. Actually, Vodafone is open a donation line to support Earth Hour, and that is each individual Vodafone customers and Inc. users can text in EH15 to 812 to donate and support the 2015 Earth Hour project.
Okay, so it's
EH Earth Hour, EH15 to 812.
812. All right, so that's open to Vodafone and Inc. users.
Yes.
All right.
And apart from supporting the Earth Hour 2015 project, we just want to encourage each and individual household and corporates to switch off their lights. That's just to support Earth Hour. Switch off non-essential lights on the 28th of March from 8:30 to 9:30.
Okay, here's the thing. You can still continue to watch your Hong Kong Sevens, right?
Yes,
But you just turn off lights that are not being used or are not essential.
that's right, Epideli.
Now, even with corporate bodies, we've had even banks just switch off the lights in the main buildings in various.
We have been receiving feedbacks from banking institutions, corporate organizations, informing us that they are committed to Earth Hour and they will switch off their non-essential lights on the 28th of March.
Now, what are the interesting aspects? Like from last year, how was Earth Hour last year, and what were some of the interesting activities that they had?
With last year, Pedeli, as you've mentioned, you asked for the data and the number of participants. And last year, it has we received a good turnout from the public attending the candlelight dinner. We also organized a candlelight dinner at Novotel, and that shows a good. It has given us a good feedback that this is that each individual households and corporates. They are realizing, they are understanding Earth Hour, which was seen on the night itself, and this year, the good thing about it that it has increased the number of interest from each individual households and organization, and even local communities coming up and advising us that the individual activities for Earth Hour.
Last year, I also remember certain hotels that also organized activities and turning. They made the night a special activity. I believe it was I can't remember which hotel exactly that turned the whole dining area and had guests wear green. Shangri-La. That's right. So they had everything in green. The lights were even green, and we got to catch a little bit of the footage too. So, are we expecting the same sort of response from?
Yes, Pedeli, we've been receiving a good response from hotels, the tourism industry. I would like to name a few. First of all, it's Uprising Beach Resort. Uprising has really committed to this year's Earth Hour event, and that is they will be organizing a reggae festival, and also encouraging their guests to donate towards Earth Hour, supporting Earth Hour, and they have committed to switching off their non-essential lights on the night itself. And secondly, Hilton Hotel in Danarau, they have also showed their interest, and they will be celebrating Earth Hour and also at the same time switching off their non-essential lights. And the same goes to Shangri-La.
And the challenge also is, well, the onus is also on these businesses because they rely on the environment to operate as well. The tourism industry heavily relies on our beautiful beaches and sunshine.
And the good thing is that they are realizing it. They are realizing their actions, and they are not only realizing it among their staff and among themselves, but also at creating awareness to the guest, to their guests, and that is a good thing about it.
Is this an area that also WWF Pacific is also looking at in the avenue in terms of working with hotel operators?
Yes, Pedeli.
And how have you started with this, or is this a line that you'll
We
also?
have started engaging hotels and resorts in our other programs, and Earth Hour seems to be our entry point of engagement with these hotels and in the tourism industry.
Now, WWF Pacific, with this Earth Hour project, we've mainly been talking about Fiji. What about the rest of the region?
We have been receiving feedbacks from Tuvalu, so the Solomon Islands and PNG, and we have asked them to update us on their Earth Hour activities, which we will report that online and post it up online, and just to tell everyone that these are not only Fiji that are celebrating Earth Hour, it's also our friends and families around the Pacific region.
Now, looking at in terms of information, what address again, web address would they have to log into?
With Earth Hour, it's earthhour.org.
earthhour.org.
With earthhour.org, you can click onto that web link, and it takes you to all the different countries around the world that is celebrating Earth Hour. And it has also got Fiji. What is Fiji doing on the night, on 28th of March?
And if should anyone wants to wishes to contact the WWF Pacific office, how would they go about it?
They can log into the WWF Pacific website, or even pay a visit to WWF office at 4 Ma'afu Street, or they can give us a call on 331-5533.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us and shedding some light on Earth Hour.
Thank you, Pedeli.
And ladies and gentlemen, Fulori Tuyasawa from the WWF Pacific office. What are the effects of climate change and how important it is to observe Earth Hour 2015?